Since she pre-order opened on Monday, many days ago, almost a week ago, she has been sitting in first place in Ami's pre-order section in rankings. First place for a whole week. That gives you an idea how many people pre-ordered this thing, regardless of the price. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven with your weekly figure news fix, this time around 6th to 11th of July 2026. So for this week, we do have quite a big number of figures on pre-order as well, just that not as bad as last week. But before that, a couple of things. Number one is that last week we had Anime Expo in the USA, so Kotobukiya, they took the opportunity to announce a few new figures. And then this week, starting from Friday, we have Bilibili World 2026 taking place in China. Anime event, and more figure companies took the opportunity to announce new stuff again. Not too many actually, and I won't be making a separate video for that because with this kind of smaller scale events, what these companies do is to announce maybe 6 or 8 figures, but only 2 or 3 of them are entirely new, while the rest are either already on pre-order or stuff that they have announced before and they just display the prototypes there. So if I were to make a video on Bilibili World 2026, it feels like repeating the same things over again, 60% of them. So I will save everything for One Fest because for these new announcements, they tend to make a reappearance in One Fest at the end of the month. Yeah. So for this week, well, before I move on to the genuine figure section, how about I tell you guys about our sponsor for today's figure news fix, Superbuy. Superbuy is a proxy service where, for those of you who can't communicate well in Chinese but you want to buy figures or other merchandise from Taobao, you can make use of Superbuy to buy from multiple different sellers and then ship it to the warehouse over at Superbuy, where you can combine ship and forward it to you in your country, where you save on shipping cost. So if you want to make sure you get stuff nicely without any damage, like the Hobby Sakura Nikke figure that I reviewed last week, she arrived perfectly, and that was with Superbuy, then you should check out this service. If you have not signed up for one, please do make use of my links down in the description below to sign up for an account today. And from time to time, they will have offers. They'll run promos, discounts, and so on. Don't forget to follow the subreddit r/Superbuy to get more deals over there. So thanks a lot to Superbuy for sponsoring, and let's get back to where I left off, and let's move on to Hobby Link Japan for our first section, which is genuine licensed PVC figures, starting off with the largest scale this time around, 1x1 scale, but they are more of the size of 1x7 scales or even smaller than that. Autumn arrives illustrated by Tokiwata Deluxe Edition by Yusan, Chinese figure brand, 15,000 yen, releasing in October next year, 2027. So a couple of chibi figures over here, very cute, but you know what? Not my kind of thing. Yeah, I think these are very good desktop displays, even at the workplace, You go to office, you want to decorate your work desk, but you can't have anything too cultured on your desk. Something like this would be nice. Yeah. And here is a standard version over here, regular edition, 12,000 yen. So for only an additional 3,000 yen, you're getting like 2 entire figures? Seriously? Yeah, of course you get the DX version. No brainer over here. Moving up next, okay, this figure I have covered it in Ami before. Was it a couple of weeks ago? Skin Studio and Hobby Sakura collaboration Pharaoh Girl Deluxe Edition. And this is like a whole 50,000 yen more than the price over at Ami. Happens to every Hobby Sakura resin figures. Yes, resin figure, right? I think in Ami it is close to exactly 100,000 yen, so that is where you'll want to get this figure. Deluxe edition 152k over here, and there is a standard version without the wall scroll, where you're saving only 3,000 yen or so. I did not open a tab, otherwise there'll be too many tabs, so I won't be repeating myself here. Anyways, 50,000 extra yens over here. What the heck? Yeah. Moving on to there we go. Standard version 150k. You're saving less than 3,000 yen. Okay. New stuff this week. I'm not sure if this is new because I feel like I've covered this before in OSGK section a few weeks back. Anyways, Prime 1 Studios 1x4 Scale Real Elite Master Line Dorothy from Nikke is now available on HLJ for 150,000 yen. February release 2028. You have more than a year to save up. Okay, so this figure was displayed in Bilibili World. Yep, the event taking place right now. And I saw the actual figure's prototype. Looks identical to whatever that's being shown in these pictures over here. Just that I'm not sure if I like the face on this specific version of the roti, which is a bit surprising, right? Because usually the premium 1x4 resins, they are among the best stuff you can get out there in terms of detail level and face accuracy, but not really the case over here. Like, she does look like the roti. That's not the point. The point is that for some reason, the face sculpt over here looks like a mix of anime style character design and a bit of realistic style as well, especially the mouth and nose region. Well, I guess this is something you'll see in third-party figures. They have been doing this all the time, and it looks really good on some characters like Marin Kitagawa or Rezia from Chainsaw Man when they give us anime eyes, but the nose and the mouth region, the lips are extra detailed, almost realistic. It looks incredible. But I'm not sure if it fits the roti over here. Yeah. Of course, it is a subjective opinion. Some of you may like what you're looking at, but this is not my favorite Doro face at all. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here, 1x4 Scale B Style Vampire Series Morrigan Barney version by Free Ink, 40,000 yen, January release. Yep, 6 months away. So here we have Morrigan. I guess that Relief is next, maybe a week away. And even though a lot of Free Ink stuff bargain bin after release, I wouldn't count on my luck with Morrigan and also Relief later on. Because Kotobukiya's 1x7 scale figures of these two characters, the Bishoujo series, they were incredibly popular and inevitably became rare and expensive. And these two characters has been popular since forever. No matter which company made them, people would queue up and pre-order or buy them. So this specific figure here may be pre-ordered early despite the asking price of 40,000 yen, which isn't too bad because she has a pair of wings. Yeah, extra parts to manufacture, making her more expensive. Moving on to the next one here by Hobby Rangers, 1x4 Scale Tenen Bijutsu Kyoshi Rumi illustrated by Keiso Shiro. 12,000 yen at 1x4 may release next year. So low budget 1x4 and Hobby Rangers, depending on how long you have been collecting figures, you may have heard of them, you may have not heard of them at all, and this might be a completely new name to you. Well, they have been around for at least a couple of years, though they don't make many figures. And recently, they released a new 1x4 scale figure, which I would say that, yeah, I'm planning to unbox and review, so wait for it. And soon you will find out what the quality of this brand is like. But even without unboxing and reviewing that figure, I would say that go ahead and pre-order it because, yeah, these Chinese brands doing low budget figures, be it 1/4 or 1/6 scale or even 1x7, they have been doing an incredible job so far. And even if the figure turns out slightly imperfect, at the asking price, I'm willing to overlook it. Yes. So this sensei over here, her jacket is removable, but I would display it with the jacket around her arms because, more details, right? Without that, she is just wearing undergarment and not much else. Moving on to the next one here. Okay, this figure is available on both OSGK and HLJ. Prime 1 Studio 1x5 scale concept Masterline Rudo Art Eve Unreal cover art version. DX version is going for 124,000 yen, where you getting that deluxe base over there. And the standard version is actually not too bad of a purchase if you are trying to save some money. After all, the main character, the figure is more important, right? This is a massive savings of almost 30,000 yen, 93k only for the standard version. So this is really up to you. And of course, I am already seeing people complain about how Rudo is very, very greedy, selling licenses and making so many figures. I mean, I can kind of relate to this artist. If I was so successful, of course I'm gonna try my best to milk the F out of my artwork to print as much money as possible. Because you see, the thing with artists in general, or anyone in the creative industry, and they are freelancers especially, their incomes are extremely unstable, right? It is a mix of high and lows, and that includes being a YouTuber. There are certain months where you do a lot better, and there are certain months where you don't get views at all. Something seasonal, like holiday seasons, nobody's online, then whatever you publish, the views are lower. And nowadays, football season, World Cup, yes, that also affect YouTube views. So back to this figure over here, Rudo has an artwork that is so successful, every figure company is going up to license it. Of course, he or she is going to license it and print money while she still can, right? So for this specific version, of course, this is the ultimate E-figure, the best one among all, as long as you're okay with resin figures. And the face is beautiful. The face is among the best I've seen as well, but you can pay a lot for it, right? Of course, if you prefer your figures to be cast-offable, you'll tell me, no, this is not the best. The ones made by the edgy figure brands before this, even if they were 1x7, those are better. Yeah, I can kind of understand that. I am a detail guy, so this one wins over me a bit more than those cast-offable ones of the past, but I would love to have both given the choice. Alright, let's move on to the next figure over here. Okay, I covered this last week on Ami. She's now available on Hobby Link Japan. C3 Deluxe Edition, 10,000 yen. You're getting that wall scroll over there. Just a witch, a really cute one. Low budget figure by Hobby Realm, a relatively new Chinese figure brand. And the standard version without the wall scroll is 9,000 yen. But this is not the best value this week or last week either. The best value is this one right here by Siki Anime as well. Shion Elfin. There are quite a number of figures of her already. Deluxe edition, 10,000 yen. You're getting wall scroll plus Oppai mousepad. Yes. And the standard version is like 9,000 yen. So for just 1,000 yen, you get an Oppai mousepad and a wall scroll. How much is 1,000 yen? That would be around $6, right? 6 to 650 US dollars. So try to think about that for a second. Even if we do not factor in the wall scroll, you're getting an Oppai mousepad for $6. That is bootleg Oppai mousepad price. Have you seen the genuine ones in Japanese websites like Ami? It costs like 9,000 to 15,000 yen each nowadays. Yeah, for an Oppai mousepad. This is 1,000 yen. Try to brain that for a second. So this is a no-brainer. If you like the character, you have to get the deluxe version. There's no reason at all to get the standard version for this figure. Moving on to the next one by Union Creative. Okay, this is a non-scale, but Union Creative figures tend to be close to 1x6. So I placed this figure in the 1x6 scale section of today's video. Overlord Ein's old gown 10th anniversary Sobin version, 44,500 yen, releasing in June. Yep, this is a big dude over here, or a big undead. So I'm not too surprised by the price, right? Expensive, yes, but not too surprised by it. And for fans of Overlord, I guess that you don't have much of a choice. Are there any scale figures of Ainz? I think Kadokawa did make one, isn't it? Not cheap as well. I think Kadokawa did make one, but outside of that, you have pop-up rate and not much else, I think. Yeah. This could be something that I'm not sure how to predict this one. I wanted to say the value could go up, but I'm not so confident about it either. But yeah, not many choices, so you might as well pre-order it early if you are a big fan. I'm limiting my collection to female characters only for now. Yeah, moving on to the next one here, we have two San Luis figures. The second one later is from last week. I did not cover that one because she pre-order opens late on a Saturday. Anyways, the first one here, we have Race Queen version San Luis from Azur by Alter. Almost 26,000 yen, releasing in April next year. And yes, her pose, she's almost asking for it. Your big wiener sausage, right? the Guna post alone is going to make so many people pre-order it. Yes, go ahead and smash that pre-order button. Do I like it? Yes, absolutely. That's begging to be slapped right there. And this is all I can show you on YouTube. Just try avoid triggering the moderators who may be SJWs. But I'm sure if you are an avid fan of Azur and you collect a lot of Azur figures, you have seen what this figure looks like on social media anyway, even before watching this video, right? Yes, do I want it? Yes, but priority is not that high. And there are many other YouTubers reviewing a lot of Azur figures, so I don't feel the need to jump into the Azur bandwagon too furiously, too overzealously, because yeah, other YouTubers are doing it already. We'll see. I'm very specific with what Azur figure to get and review. Moving on to the next one. Yep, this one pre-order opened last Saturday in the afternoon after I finished filming last week's figure news fix. Sandwich reskin version again, but by Apex Toys. A more normal looking pose compared to the Ultra one, 24,000 yen May release. And this is tough because I really like the Ultra one because of the Guna pose. But for the Apex one, I'm getting a much better base. Plus at a lower price, but this is 1/7, not 1/6. Can't go wrong with either, isn't it? Apex Toys is a brand that I look up to very highly nowadays. They are not perfect. Once in a while, they release figures with QOC issues, but I think that is completely random. Like, I bring up Hu Tao so often, that was a bit disappointing, Hu Tao. But their Honkai style figures have been excellent so far. So I have high expectations for this figure over here. Moving on to the next one. Okay, back to 1/6. We have Goddess of Victory Nikke Elect by Weebos. Almost 27,000 yen May release next year. Okay, so with this Elect, the selling point is actually the faceplate where you get to display her with one eye visible and a tongue sticking out. Beautiful. Perfect. And we can go for her trademark look. Non-visible eyes and that cute smile over there. That triangle mouth. Her signature smile. So do I like this Elect figure a lot? Absolutely. I have only one problem with it. The skill. And it is not common for me to complain about a figure being way too big, but most other Nikke figures out there are 1/7. So this thing is bigger than everything else, and when I display them next to each other, they are a mismatch, and that looks a bit weird. Yeah, just an OCD of mine, I suppose. Some people don't care so much. I kind of care, when figures from the same series appear to be of different sizes because of their skills mismatching. It bothers me quite a bit, especially when displayed on the shelf together. Anyways, there is the Hobby Sakura one being an obvious alternative, and I do like the Hobby Sakura one a lot because it comes with the huge vacuum cleaner or cannon. So I will still prefer the Hobby Sakura one slightly more. And there is also Good Small Arts Shanghai making something similar to what Hobby Sakura is doing. And then there is this. Of course, ideally, I want all three. At least not to review all three and then compare them side by side and maybe sell off at least one because I don't need 3 Elect figures. Yeah, so I'm kind of torn by this one. The second problem over here is the asking price of 27,000 yen, which is really steep. But the good news is that Weebos being a Chinese brand, a really good one at that, it means that the figure is going to be way cheaper in Chinese websites. If you can read Chinese, you want to get her yourself on Taobao, you want to pre-order it there, by all means, go ahead. Or if you want a safer place to pre-order, for those of you who use English as your main language, OzGK as usual. And OzGK does have this figure going for the equivalent of around 22,000 yen. So do not discount OzGK as an alternative for pre-ordering licensed genuine figures, right? Moving on to the next one. This is one of the main highlights this week, actually. Just that I'm not a Girls Frontline person. So, 1/6 scale Girls Frontline to Exilum Cheongju Pinnacle of Virtue, 27,000 yen by VK End. January release. Wow, very fast. In 6 months. Okay. So, I'm not sure what to think about the girl's frontline character, which tends to look very science fiction-ish in their character design. Being dressed up in a very traditional Chinese outfit, I'm not sure what to think of it. No, it feels like a mismatch because an outfit like this, you tend to see a crossbow in the hands of the character instead of a rifle. A crossbow or a spear or a sword, right? So this is a bit of a weird combination in my opinion. Anyways, looks incredible. Look at the details on the outfit, on the armor here. My kind of thing, man. VKN figures are fine. Chinese brand, yes. I know that nowadays, not nowadays, recently, last year, their reputations were tainted a bit by an E figure. Yep, Rudo E figure where the legs or the stockings did not turn out as promised. But props to them for sending out free legs as replacement parts to people, like to everyone, in fact. So I don't think that it's a concern that one single lapse in quality control over there. If you like it, pre-order it. Moving up to the next 1/6 scale figure, Girls Frontline 2 again. Niketa, 27,000 yen, releasing in July next year by Fats Company. Very nice to have Girls Frontline stuff at 1/6. Just that, once again, same problem with Nikke earlier. Mismatch with other figures that already exist out there. But I like this figure a lot. I like it a lot because details are my kind of thing. Look at, yeah, this area around her shoulders. And also the rifle, man. The back view of this figure is outstanding. I already shared my opinion about Girls Frontline nowadays, like people don't care about it, at least on the internet. But I still like this a lot. And if I can find her at a good price, I could consider getting it. Yeah, just that I'm not pre-ordering it now. Definitely not now, but I'm liking what I see over here. Moving on to the next one, Girls Frontline again, but Newer Cloud, Klukai, HK416, by Kelbon, 31,000 yen, June release. Wow, very expensive. This is possibly top 3, top 2 favorite figure of mine when it comes to the character HK416. Top 2, I guess. I can't decide if I like this one more or the Apex Toys version more, which comes with a robot dog, a mechanical dog next to her, right? That one was around 24,000 yen, I think. And this one is like very different in art style, but obviously it is Klukai, very recognizable. And once again, detail spam, my kind of thing. Price is very steep, but at the same time, I can kind of understand why. Look at the heavy shading, man. Beautiful. Calbone, make something that I will buy. I feel like I need to bookmark this figure. Not pre-ordering it now, but in future, I could explore it, I could review it. If there are sponsors that are willing to cover the price of the figure, like what JP Fans has been doing it for me with, in the recent few months, I need to bookmark this first. But I'm not paying 31,000 yen for this thing. If I were to get this figure for unboxing and review, yes, it has to be a decent discount, maybe 20% at least. Moving on to the next one, Good Smile Company has our favorite lolly from Blue Archive on pre-order, or is it? Is Kisaki more popular or Yuizuno Seiya? I don't know, but she's definitely one of the most popular lollies in Blue Archive. 18,000 yen only, August, release next year. I want it, yet I'm unwilling to pre-order it because I pre-ordered way too many figures last week. Last week, I told you guys that I pre-ordered 4 scale figures, all of them over 30,000 yen each on day 1 of pre-order opening. And what I did not tell you guys is that after I was done with last week's Figure News Fix, I proceeded to pre-order another 2 scale figures. One of them, which I will cover later on in the Ami section later because it is an Ami exclusive. And the other one was, releasing soon. I'm not revealing it yet, but the figure is releasing soon. I did not pre-order it early back then. And by last week, I decided that I want it and pre-order was available, so I slammed that pre-order button. So I have already pre-ordered 6 figures, all premium scale figures in under 2 weeks. That's very painful. which is why I am reluctant to pre-order this one very early, even though this is a very low price. Should I smash the pre-order button because I really want a figure of Kisaki? I really want it, and this is a very good price of it, of this character. We'll see, right? I still have time to decide, but yes, for Blue Archive fans, get one. Moving on to the next one here. All right, I regard this figure to be the main highlight this week. Even though we had two amazing girls frontline figures earlier, two or three of them, but I'm making Eris Boreas Grey Rat from Mushoku Tensei the main highlight this week because yeah, the anime is airing and of course attracting a lot of drama, negative ones especially, with people bringing up how Rudius is your favorite file format, PDF file. I'm too lazy to address that right now. Let's focus on Eris for now. And when I saw this figure going on pre-order, there were two things that came to mind. Number one was that, this is just Hobby Sakura taking the expertise in Nikke and repackaging it a little bit. And here we have Nikke's Red Hood, but somehow it is Eris as a new skill figure from Hobby Sakura. It was completely unexpected because Hobby Sakura has been focusing on game characters, obviously, and original characters. I can't recall the last time they made a figure of a character from an anime. So this came as a surprise to me, and the first time I saw these official pictures over here, she did remind me of Red Hood a little bit, or even Rappi. Yeah, Rappi Red Hood. Anyways, the biggest problem I have with this figure is the price of 28,000 yen. I did not check what the Chinese price is, but I would say it could be a few thousand yen cheaper easily. But 28,000 yen Japanese price is way too pricey for what she is. Because in the end, this is just, a scale figure with a slightly nicer than usual pose and a diorama base that is not too big or complicated, not a complex figure in general. That's what I'm trying to say. So 28,000 yen is very steep. However, since Mushoku Tensei is one of the hottest anime this season, yes, this has been selling like hotcakes. Since she pre-order opened on Monday, many days ago, almost a week ago, she has been sitting in first place in Army's pre-order section in rankings. First place for a whole week. That gives you an idea how many people pre-ordered this thing, regardless of the price. So with that in mind, my advice for all of you who are interested in this figure is to pre-order it early because there is a small likelihood of her value going up after release. Yep, value going up. This has happened to so many Nikke figures by Hobby Sakura. And judging by the response I'm seeing for this character, I would say that the same thing could happen with the values skyrocketing after release. So pre-order her early. As for myself, I don't see myself pre-ordering this thing at all. I don't see myself buying and reviewing it, but who knows, my plans could change a year later and then I would regret not pre-ordering it early. That happens every once in a while. Moving on to the next one right here, Sylphiette Grey Rat and Lucy Grey Rat from Mushoku Tensei 3 by Kotobukiya. 23,000 yen January release. I forgot to check MFC, whether there is a Kotobukiya exclusive faceplate. I think there should be one, right? If there is one, I will put it on screen. So the Bishoujo series, for example, or the Art FXJ series, those two lines of figures, there are no Kotobukiya online exclusives with extra face parts. But if there is no specific branding like Bishoujo, Art FX, Art FXJ, which means it is a Kotobukiya premium scale figure, usually those will have an extra faceplate, being a Koto online exclusive. Yeah. This one, I mean, I like Sylphiette. I do like her, but Eris earlier looks a lot more badass. That's for sure. Moving on to the next one here, this figure was also a pleasant surprise to me. Furyu and Phoenix 1/7 skill Hitori Goto live version from Bocchi the Rock, 23,000 yen, releasing in March next year. Now this has to be top 2 best Hitori Goto skill figure out there. Top 2 best looking. I can't decide if I like this one more or the Aniplex one more, right? But this being Furyu, I'm a bit reluctant to set a very high expectation because the actual figure, when she does come out, may not look as good as what is being promised over here. There is always a chance of that happening. Like the hair over here, the paintwork looks exceptional, looks very good. And normally real figures don't look this good, right? So I'm not sure yet what to expect with this one, but the pose is a big win. In fact, I regard this to be better than the Aniplex one if we look at the pose of the figure. But in terms of quality and paintwork finish, Aniplex is likely to turn out to be the superior one. This is a good pre-order regardless of what I say. Like this is the pose alone, the dynamic pose is worth spending money on. Moving on to the next one, we have another date girl. Last week we had Miyazono Kaori. Now we have another one from Miyazono Kaori from Your Lie in April by Hanabi, Chinese figure brand. 18,600 yen and you get 1/6 scale. Nice. Releasing in February, and yeah, the Sakura blob behind her that is just an acrylic background. Still nice to have though. This is a very low price for 1/6 scale, and I'm kind of glad to see Hanabi taking up anime characters, right? They started off making low budget original characters and then they transitioned into Azur Lane. I believe their first scale figure was an Azur Lane character, was it Baltimore? And then they also had a couple of Nikke figures on pre-order currently, and recently they got into anime characters as well. And Kaori is looking good so far. I think this is not a bad pre-order if you want her. Nice base too, right? Round disc base, but at least the design is quite attractive. Moving on to the next one right here. Hestia. Danmachi Season 6 is official, like has been confirmed. I'm so happy to hear that. Like they need to finish the whole thing. They need to finish adapting the entire manga. So we have Hestia from Danmachi, Divinity Unleashed version. We saw this scene in Season 5 by Eris Glynn, 25,500 yen, but this is the standard version. If you want the DX version with the extra faceplate, it is over at Ami Ami. Yep. Ami exclusive. The difference, right? So this one over here, this specific version, you have this faceplate of her where her eyes appear to be glowing while she activates her skill. You see this in the anime. But if you want her in the normal faceplate as well, you need to get it at Ami Ami, 27,000 yen, right? So I think it's worth it to get the DX version just to get the extra faceplate. Only an additional 2,000 yen. Just that my favorite Hestia figure is very rare and expensive now. It is the one by Amakuni. Simple figure, simple pose, but very detailed. 1/6 scale, came out like 10 years ago, right? I almost bought that one back then, but I did not have the budget for it. I pre-ordered that one and then cancelled the pre-order earlier. I still remember it until today, and I really regretted it. Yeah, Hestia is my second favorite girl in Danmachi. First place would be Rio Leon, that elf. Next one here, we have Misuzu Hataya Moon Turtle from Idolmaster Gakuen, 22,000 yen by Kotobukiya, releasing in January. And I believe there is a Koto Online exclusive on this one with an extra faceplate as well. Okay, not touching Aima stuff, right? Simple figure, small compact base, does not take up way too much space. These figures are great value actually for people with limited space, right? But want something high quality. I still couldn't overlook the backgrounds in these pictures by Kotobukiya. Kotobukiya loves using these backgrounds over here. They look terrible, no matter what figure they photograph them in. Moving on to the next one, Design Coco 1/7 scale Yuki from Playing Deaf Games to put food on the table. Yep. Seasonal anime already ended. Was it a season or 2 seasons ago? Will there be a season 2? I can't remember. But if we are getting a new scale figure today in July, I guess that there will be a season 2, right? 21,000 yen July release. Schoolgirl with a couple of very American things going pew pew with a rifle, but that's not an AR-15, unfortunately. What is that? I did not watch the anime, right? So I don't really know the context behind why this girl is holding a machete and also a rifle. Yeah, playing deaf games after all. American games in this sense over here. Now 21,000 yen is okay. I wanted to complain it is overpriced for something simple, but considering how figure prices are going up nowadays, and with that in mind, this one is getting a rifle, and yeah, alright, it is reasonable, I guess. Moving on to the next one here from River Studio, Chinese brand, we have 1x7 scale Nia Forbidden Fruit version, 19,000 yen, original character, August release next year. Alright, so what do you guys think about her face over here? Yeah, both of her eyes are different. I think that is the most attractive part about this figure. So they need to get the face right. Otherwise, yeah, this will turn out to be a disaster. But so far, Reverse Studio figures are great, right? I only reviewed one figure from this brand, and it was fairly low budget. But based on what I've seen so far, yeah, they were okay. Not the best Chinese brand, not even close. Mietos is probably one of the top 3 Chinese brands right now. Apex Toys, Weibos are far better, but there's nothing much to complain about this brand at the same time. Occasionally, small QC issues here and there. Yeah, depending on how high your standards are, it may not bother you at all. Moving on to the next one from Full Ryu again. 1x7 scale Yuzuki Nanase from Chitose is in the Ramune bottle. Yep, seasonal anime finished airing like a season ago. Did not watch it. 3 girls over here. The next one here, Yuwa Uchida. And lastly, Asuka Nishino. Yeah, 3 JKs for 19,000 yen each. Fair price, right? But I can see these 3 figures bargain binning like crazy after release. We are talking about 10 to 12,000 yen after release. Yeah. I feel like these 3 figures should have been made into Tenitol or even Tenitol Tol, right? Scale figures might be a big mistake because these are seasonal anime characters, their popularity drop off very quickly after the anime finishes airing. People may lose interest very quickly, but most importantly, they are simple character designs. Like most seasonal anime characters are very simple in design because that would place less workload on the animators and the artists since they have to rush out anime in a very tight schedule. But there are exceptions, of course. High budget anime like the stuff Ufotable makes or those theatrical movie releases, yeah, those are very polished and high detail because they have more time to work with and they make more money, especially with movies. After all, you pay for the tickets in cinemas. So, simple character designs will not benefit that much from a better sculpt, from better paint work. So why bother at all when you could make them into lower budget figures where the anime fan base are more able to justify the price? You see, the difference between gacha game people and anime people is that they are often of a completely different age group. Gacha game people are rich, they are working adults in their 30s, in their 40s even. They throw money on PNG images. Meanwhile, the anime crowd tend to be a lot younger, high school or college students, which do not have the purchase power. So for anime characters like these, I think making them into lower budget figures where this kind of people can afford is a better idea. Yeah, but I still have to applaud Furio for taking on characters where nobody else would dare to make scale figures of. Yeah. Other than Furio, we have Kadokawa and a few other companies that do this because companies like Kadokawa and Aniplex, they make anime to begin with. But Furio has balls of steel to keep on making characters or figures where chances of bargain binning are very high. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here. 1x7 scale Yo-Yo Seaside Holiday from Sing Guan Studio, 9,000 yen, July release. Can't decide if this belongs to the scale figure section or the low budget figure section. So original character, lolly, and low budget. Not much. And even though I love my lollies, I don't see myself getting this one. Like, nothing special about it. Just a cute girl in swimwear. So I'm skipping past this one. This is not a new brand. Has been around for some time, but for reasons I don't understand, they release like 2 or 3 figures a year and all 3 are low budget. I'm not sure how they're making any money. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here, we have a re-release of Yanagi Uzaki from Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out Season 2, 18,000 yen, December release. Yep, this December. And the company Wave makes excellent scale figures. Quality control is impeccable. So if you missed out on her and you want her, this is a good pre-order. To me, this is like a multiverse version of Elec from Nikke, though she came first before Nikke, of course. Moving on to the next one here. I know it is weird to cover a figure made by Ami, apostrophe made by Ami on HLJ, but anyways, we have Azalin Janus Fright Night Scady Cat version at 1/7, 26,000 yen. Oof, expensive. Releasing in February next year. Okay, detail on her outfit is very nice. There's a black cat over here, but yeah. As far as Azalin characters go, she's not not as attractive. And I find it interesting that Azalin season 2 is airing right now. And I find it funny that the anime adaptation is like the entire cast is lolly only, but when you look online, you look at the figures, all of them are big opai milfs and all. The contrast is so obvious. Of course, it is not Ami manufacturing the figure. We don't know who is manufacturing it. Could be Apex Toys, could be another Japanese brand, right? Someone else is making the figure for Ami. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here. This is actually one of the main highlights this week. But I decided to make Eris the main highlight because Mushoku Tensei is hot right now. So this is Hindenburg from Azalin by Kotobukiya, 34,500 yen, very expensive, releasing in March next year. And yep, this one does have a Koto Online exclusive with the tongue sticking out, very nice. So this is something you will want, get the Koto Online exclusive version. And somebody on Facebook, they say, wow, Kotobukiya couldn't resist that Azalin cash. They finally jumped on the bandwagon. Yes, I think Kotobukiya has resisted Azalin for many years, but can't run from Azalin nowadays. Moving on to the next one, re-release of Fie Clozel from The Legend of Heroes, 17,500 yen at 1/8, releasing in January. Yeah. To those of you who own this figure, let me guess, she does not have any metal foot pegs, isn't it? If my guess is correct, let me know down in the comments below. Yeah, that's the thing with Kotobukiya. I did mention this last week when I had a long comment on Lucy from Cyberpunk, where Kotobukiya likes to cut corners, mainly with foot pegs, not giving us metal. I think this is one of those figures that does not have any metal foot pegs, even though she's standing on only one leg. Yeah. Moving on to the next one, Hasbro Furby Bishoujo statue. Furby of all things, 23,000 yen, March release, and you can remove her sunglasses. This is nice. The main figure is nice, but I'm not sure what to think about this thing over here. Well, the eyes is actually movable. This reminds me of Labubu a bit. Yep, the Bubus. Not my kind of thing, but still, I mean, you could display this next to those pony figures and she would blend in very nicely. Moving on to the next one, Claynel, Demon Slayer, yep, Shinobu, Kocho, and Doma. Bust figure, 15,000 yen. This turned out to be way cheaper than I expected. I remember seeing this in, was it Good Smile Fest a few weeks ago? Yeah. I thought that this won't be cheap, but 15,000 yen is not bad. But at the same time, I don't know what is the dimensions because HLJ never provides the dimensions. Maybe it is not a big figure. I'm a bit surprised by this because this looks like something that Bandai or Mega House would make, not a company like Claynel. Up next, pop-up rate low budget figure, pop-up rate SP Void from Berserk, 9,800 yen, releasing in February. Yeah, this is creepy. I don't like this kind of things. Horror isn't really my kind of thing in general. And the last one here, okay, this one pre-order opened last Saturday with that St. Louis figure earlier from Apex Toys, so I could only cover him now. Persona 3 Reload Hero, 6,800 yen, April release. Yep, low budget figure by Apex Toys. They are okay, still better buys than pop-up rate, but not as good as Miyato's Gift Plus based on my experience. Yeah. So that is all for Hobby Link Japan section, and we are like almost 50 minutes this section alone. Wow, so many figures, right? Now we move on to Ami for some exclusive stuff, and once again we shall start off with something that pre-order opened last Saturday before I could even mention about this figure. Now earlier I said that I pre-ordered another 2 figures on top of the 4 I mentioned last week. One of them is this Viper figure from Amakuni. Like, how can you say no to that body? This is perfect body. And I'm saying this as a lolly lover, okay? This is perfect body sculpt. And I don't have a Viper figure yet. So the thing with Amakuni is that I don't have a choice. I either get this on Ami or on Ninin Game. And on Ninin Game, she's like 30,000+ yen. Because you pay a premium over there if you pre-order something limited from Ninin Game. And then in the end, yeah, I came back to Ami because this place is where it makes the most sense to pre-order an Amakuni figure, which even though it is not mentioned and to be an Ami exclusive, all Amakuni figures by default are Hobby Japan exclusives, so some websites do not offer them. Right, so I pre-ordered this because I want to go into her body, obviously. And Amakuni stuff, they just go up in value, man. Not all of them, but for Nikke stuff, yeah. The masked figure that I have been complaining about, the bikini version. I think the YouTuber Zuko did unbox her, right, in a very recent video. That one is like 40,000 yen now, if you can even find one. Regretted that a bit, but I shall wait for the Medicos version, I guess. And I'm not taking chances now with Amakuni stuff, especially when it is a Nikke character. Pre-ordered. Alright, moving on to the next one. Ami exclusive. Meido Buso X prototypes arms and equipment Sweet Gyaru camouflage version. Now this is an alternate color. There is a different color where she's wearing black color outfit, right? And this alternate color is quite nice. Now this is totally Gyaru. Blonde hair, tanned skin, and pink color outfit. This is very Gyaru. 34,000 yen by Kyoskill, Ami exclusive, releasing in July 2027. Yes, I would love to unbox and review it, but not a priority right now. Too many things to buy and review. Moving on to the next one, Ami exclusive somehow. Altus 1x7 skill Helager Gala Knight version, 25,000 yen, releasing in July. I'm a bit surprised how a male character is being made into 1x7. Alto tends to make it into 1x8, the Altair series, all male characters. So I'm a bit surprised by the skill over here. And this being an old-looking Diode, a boomer over here, I'm not sure how many people will get it, will pre-order it. Maybe Alta knows that this won't sell very well, so they made it an exclusive, so that y'all people with FOMO will hesitate a bit more about not pre-ordering it and finally hit the pre-order button. Moving on to the next one here. Okay, we have 3 Ami exclusives by Kadokawa. Low budget Love Life figures. Ellie Ayase, 11,000 yen. Here we have Nozomi Tojo, 11,000 yen. Non-skill, and also Nico Yazawa, 11,000 yen. The original Love Life cast is still my favorite one, right? There are so many of them. The latest one is not nice. I like the original ones the most. So all 3 are releasing in August 2027. And their dimensions are close to that of a pop-up rate, around 16 centimeters for low budget figures, except they cost double of pop-up rates. The quality is quite a lot better though, yeah. Moving on to the next one here from Poi Poi Anime, we have Livia-san Succubus Academy Swimming Club 1x6. Yep. Poi Poi Anime, I mentioned this before months ago. I suspect this is a bit like the Ami figure situation earlier with Janus from Azur. H-Poi, a pretty well-known Chinese figure site, figure store, and also figure what do you call that? Figure library of some kind, right? It is like the Chinese version of MFC, yeah. Figure database, yes. The word is database. Chinese version of figure database. And they could be, getting a figure company out there to manufacture figures for them and slapping their name on it. This is 16,700 yen, releasing in July 2027. And this is the DX version where you get the effect parts base. The standard version, you're getting the Morpho base only, the furry base for 13,500 yen. So this is up to you. Of course, I would go all out and get the one with the better base. Like nowadays, any figure, premium scale figure that costs under 20k feels very cheap to me. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here, VKN again. This is not an exclusive, just that not yet available on HLJ at the time of filming. V Singer Luo Tianyi Bayin Qi Xiang version, 33k, releasing in June 2027. This is not my kind of figure. I love the gold. The gold paint is very nice, and I have no doubt that this figure would turn out amazing. But I'm not so certain that she would hold on the value of 33,000 yen. And these are very beautiful golden color parts. Right, moving on to the next one, we have Nijisanji Saegusa Akina 1.7 scale by Furyu, 24,750 yen, releasing in May 2027. Okay, for some reason, this Nijisanji VTuber over here looks a lot like that volleyball player from Haikyuu. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name. From Seijo, no, the big server from Seijo. What's his name again? Yeah, he looks like him a bit. Anyways, not an exclusive, and not sure why HLJ does not have him. This is not 18 plus, obviously. And speaking of being 18 plus, I'm not sure if this figure qualifies as 18 plus. I don't think she is under traditional Japanese definition. She is on the front page of Army after all. But I think we can all agree that this is definitely 18 plus. So Hobby Link Japan does not have it. Miss Kobashi's Dragon Maid Lulu Bandage Style 1x5 scale, normal skin color, 25k by Q6. So this is releasing this December. Q6 is a brand which I would rate them as very average, B tier, B minus tier. But what they do win over other 18 plus figure brands is their value proposition. They make big figures 1x6, 1x5, and then they charge no more than 26,000 yen. Yeah. And here we have a 10th version for the same price and same release month as well. And the pink color here is a lot nicer. So pick your poison, I guess. Yeah. Right. Let's move. Okay. Before I move on to the next figure, I wonder what people would say, the SJWs on Twitter, when they see this. Because whenever Good Smile Company posts anything from Kobayashi Dragon Maid, yeah, all those screaming, your favorite file format will appear. But when other companies make stuff like this, they are all completely silent. I guess Good Smile is a bit too mainstream nowadays. So they attract unnecessary attention. Moving on to the next one, 1x6 Wife, just Wife, by Real on Real. Real on Real, I believe, is under Bear Panda, except they make realistic style figures of original characters. 10,500 yen, releasing in August 2027. Let's have a closer look. I remember this one pre-order opening on OSGK a week ago, just that, yeah, I did not cover it early. Because for genuine licensed PVC figures, I tend to wait for the official pre-order to start. Okay, not my thing. Definitely not my thing. Moving on to the next one here. Okay, from Anime 1, we have I Buy series Nurse Call 1x6 scale original character under 8,000 yen January release. So you're getting everything here, including the blood bag and the stand for 8,000 yen. I would get one just for the blood bag stands over there. I want props for my figures. Yeah. Never heard of Anime 1, but at this price point, I don't care what company made it. Moving on to the next one here, another Animaster figure which is not yet available on HLJ. She will be this week, I guess. 6,900 yen for this Bloodthirsty Witch Isabella at 1x6. April release next year. Like, okay, she's nice, but nowadays I'm a bit more selective with low budget figures. They're starting to feel a bit like plastic waste to me. And I don't mean any offense to people on a low budget who can't afford expensive figures, but these low budget figures, they're starting to feel a bit repetitive to me. You know, the same one piece dress like this. You combine it with a hot body and a pretty face from an artist nobody knows, and yeah, we have another new figure, and we get dozens of these every month. So the Chinese companies, the low budget ones, they're flooding the market with so many figures that people have no attachment to their original characters after all. So I'm not sure where to go from here. You know how to predict the future of this hobby. Are these going to overrun the premium scale figures of famous game characters? Absolutely not. This is just making the hobby more affordable to people on a lower budget, I guess. But yeah, uh, you're getting a lot of these nowadays. Moving on to the next one here. Okay, edgy figures. We have 3 of them in Army's age restricted section. The first one is Binding 1x4 Eleanor. 44,000 yen, MILF again in a nurse outfit. Not nurse outfit, in a nun outfit. Releasing in February 2027. As usual, customable, and you get to see the Oppai in their full glory. Otherwise, nothing too special about this one. The next one right here, Tsukino One-san, illustrated by Guri Amane, by pure 26,000 yen. For something this simple is very expensive in my opinion. August release next year. And the character does not even look that good for this one. Last figure on Ami, this one I covered her already last week, so I won't repeat myself. Milky Datenshi Hoken Lin Lilith 1x6 skill. Lolly edgy figure. I want it, yeah, but not cheap. 30k over there, but you get the yan to enjoy looking at. Right, last section would be Ninin game for Biful Inside Forge Japan figures, where we have 3 of them this week. First one is a re-release swimsuit tent Futa girl. Big PP down there. 22,000 yen, releasing in December. Yes, these things are so bad in quality, but people keep buying them. So the value must have been pretty high. They had to re-release it. The next one here, Bishonen. What? This is a deal. I guess I shouldn't be too surprised anymore with traps nowadays. Chiharu-kun 1x6 skill, 22,000 yen, releasing in January. And the last figure for the genuine section, Aki Kiritani, naughty front seat girl. Yeah, very thick, big Oppai, big backside, 22k, releasing in January as well. So nice face, but that's about it. And that would be all for genuine licensed figures on pre-order this week. Let's move on to OSGK for third-party stuff. I really want to speed this up, so many figures this week. Now, the first section here, we only have one figure, chibi characters. We have Free One by RX Studio, $105. We have the school uniform version and regular wear version. Okay. Oh, regular wear version is nicer. That smile over there. Oh, this fun in the backpack. Oh, this is actually way nicer than I expected. This is sleep deprived. I think you can't go wrong with any, man. Sleep deprived face is not something you see often in anime figures at all. Right, next up, original characters have only one this week. Max Milk Studio Gundam Girl, Sazabi Gundam. What? Sazabi is not a Gundam. This is what happens when you let third parties do stuff and they don't know what they're doing. Sazabi is not a Gundam. It is a mono-eye mobile suit. $499 releasing in December, and it is a 1x4. Okay. Sazabi should be thick and fat, you know. This is way too slim to be Sazabi. Yeah, I prefer their new Gundam girl. Their new Gundam girl is really nice. Sazabi, not so much. Up next, we are now in anime and manga character section. The first one here, One Piece Ulti by Longhu Studio. Rock based version is no image yet. $199. Octagonal based version, $199. Okay, no image. What the heck? They only have the prototype here. Okay, looking good actually. I like the paintwork. It is in the background, rock base and octagonal base. Okay. I would take the full rock base given the choice. Moving on to the next one right here, Dragon Ball Android 18 by Phantom Studio, $178 at 1x6. No release date yet. Okay, it does look like Android 18, but this is semi-realistic face, mix of anime and realistic face. Is this a bit too skinny to be Android 18? Like, I feel like it is a bit skinny, yeah. Simple office outfit, though nobody wears like this to office, right? Moving on to the next one, Dream Studio Haruko Akagi from Slam Dunk. Alright, we're still getting Slam Dunk figures today. Version A, 1/6 scale. Oh, come on, no pictures again. That's the thing, they don't even get the pictures out and they're taking pre-orders already. Small stone base, $198. Wooden base. I think version A should be this one. Yeah, this is the version A. Okay, if we were to compare it to this artwork behind, looks identical actually. I like the traffic light a lot. Traffic light for trains, that is. Moving on to the next one, we have Rumor from Detective Conan by Saye Studio. So there are two versions over here. Version A is the one in the black bodysuit, $176. Version B, it is this uh, topless look, but actually has a jacket over her. And you can get both for $310. So pick your poison, I guess. This time around, I would say the topless version is a bit nicer because the jacket is translucent. You can see her undergarments underneath. Yeah. Up next, we have a teaser pic of Mikasa in this bunny outfit from Attack on Titan by Rosa Studio. There's a premium, standard, and high edition. No price or release date yet. Only this teaser picture over here. And Mikasa in the bunny suit is kind of like a big mismatch. Doesn't fit her character or her personality. Moving on to the next one. Yep, here we go again. Sasaki and Yamada from Smoking Behind the Supermarket View by BB Girl Studio. You can get either one for $178 or you can get both for $330. And I feel I've covered this before. Oh yeah, there wasn't a price back then. Now we have a price, right? This looks very good. $330 for a set is not bad at all. This is very good. And we don't get oversized opie like what some other studios are doing, right? Some people are complaining. This is very accurate to the original. So this is not a bad pre-order at all. Next up, we have Violet Evergarden by HS Studio. $263 at 1/6, releasing in December. I feel I've seen this before. Was it Quiet Art Studio that made one? Quiet Art Studio, or was it, what's the name of the studio again? A 1/4 version of the same thing. I feel I've seen this before, but it was 1/4. Yeah. And I do feel like the previous version is a bit better in the face department. This could be a lighting issue. This picture, she looks great, man. But in some other pictures, she did not look that good. Like this picture here, yeah. Probably a lighting problem. I'm just reading too much into it. Right, moving on to the next one, we have CC from Code Geass by RF Studio, $266 at September. No, releasing in September. This September, by the way, 3 months away. Alright, so she has a couple of black color tapes on her opie. But the face is perfect. The face is very nice, very accurate to the original character. Not a bad purchase, I would say. Moving on to the next figure, we have Inori Yuzuriha from Guilty Crown by Manta Studio, and this one is a bit disappointing, right? It is non-scale on paper, but the dimensions is actually a bit bigger than 1/6, no release date yet. And look at the face over here, I don't think this looks like Inori at all. It looks a bit elongated vertically. This does not look like her at all. This feels like Inori from an anime made in the 1990s, you know? It has a classic anime character design look to it, and I don't like it at all. Yeah. This is not nice. I've seen better from other third parties. Up next, we have Ziye Studio Busujima Saeko from High School of the Dead. $199 at 1/7, releasing in March. Busujima, ugly islands in Japanese. Is her chest this big? I can't remember. I don't think her chest is this big. They gave her upgrades over here. I think I would prefer her, in school uniform but badly torn. because of the zombie attacks, and you get to see undergarments underneath, and in hand there would be a weapon like a baseball bat or even a chainsaw, something you see in zombie flicks, in zombie games. That would be perfect. Yeah. Swimsuit is a bit too simple or plain. Moving on to the next one, another Marine Kitagawa by GY Studio, $263 at 1x6, releasing this December. So here we go again, another Marine Kitagawa figure with a perfect 10 out of 10 face. Okay, so I'm taking this opportunity to address the AI accusations again. Yep, most likely this is AI, and the reason why I'm saying this with more confidence now compared to last week is that I just received an email from some marketing agent, marketing representative based in Hong Kong, basically offering a sponsorship in exchange for an advertisement. And after seeing what has to be advertised, I'm not sure if I like it. Like, even if I like it, I can see some users for that software. I'm not sure if those of you watching my channel will like that product. So I don't think I will accept that offer, right? I'm quite choosy actually. I get a lot of sponsorship offers, and I have to be specific with what I accept or reject. So basically, this software is an AI 3D modeling software. You don't need like AutoCAD, you don't need ZBrush and so on. You open that app, and presumably with just a few prompts, if you're really good with prompting AI, you can create a 3D model from scratch and even set it up for 3D printing, making your own anime figure without any knowledge in 3D sculpting. You don't have to be a 3D artist at all. And I'm not sure how the software will be able to create a Marine Kitagawa when the software probably does not know what is a Marine Kitagawa, but who knows, right? It is not that I tried the software. Maybe you can feed it with some images to stole from the internet. And based on the pictures, the 2D pictures, it can generate a really good 3D model for you. Stuff like that. So software like this do exist now, and a lot of people are using it. And of course, the 3D artists, the sculptors out there, they feel that they are being threatened, their livelihood. So it is something very controversial. So I don't think I want to promote that, right? Anyways, for my own use case scenario, I find it to be really useful because I love making dioramas for my own anime figures for photography purposes. I find it very useful for making props in general, or even background characters. For example, I have Jan Diak from FGO. I want to photograph this figure, and I need a few knights, a few warriors in the background. Yes, I can just generate a random one with this software. I don't have to design it myself. But on the other hand, the 3D sculptors selling their models on the internet would lose out a sale. Yeah. So make do of this information however you will. Now you know that we have 3D AI sculpting software. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here. Guna figure again. Crown Studio. Never change. Sword Maiden from Goblin Slayer. There's not much I could show on YouTube, unfortunately, but yeah, we have a couple of goblins riding her from behind, and she is Hadaka. So $282 for this piece of artwork at 1x6 scale, releasing in June 2027. Alright, I'm covering up her face for obvious reasons. If you know what it is, then you know what it is, right? Nowadays, YouTube moderators, they are fairly touchy about these things. I'm just playing it safe. Alright, let's move on to the next one. By the way, Crown Studio, their figures are actually not bad at all. Just that it is not like I can find user pictures and review it on YouTube. So there we go. They are too cultured. Right, up next here, we have a bunch of Chainsaw Man figures. Way too many. Like, Reze is way too popular. But the first one here, oh god, I can't remember her name. What is her name? This character over here. I'm not exactly very familiar, with Chainsaw Man. So it is not like I know all of the characters outside of the famous ones. Let's see. I did post it over here. Yeah, her name would be Asa Mitaka. And there's another character called Yoru over here. This is Asa Mitaka, and I think she looks amazing, right? The paintwork, the heavy shading. After all, this is Quiet Art Studio we're talking about. Very good studio. And the other character here, they have Yoru as well. Where is it? Like this photograph looks beautiful. This angle over here. Yeah, this is Yoru, right? Okay, so you can get Asa Mitaka only for $246 at 1/6. Oh, this is Asa Mitaka. Okay, I got it wrong. This is Asa Mitaka, the other is Yoru. I told you guys, I don't know their names. Right, this is Yoru. I like Yoru a lot more. Alright. 246 each, or can get both for $443, releasing in December. Moving on to the next one, we have Reze by Michi Studio, $126 only. The size, okay, non-scale, but quite a big scale. At the same time, September release. 2-3 months away. Height is 11.5 cm in this kneeling position. Oh no! 20 cm this kneeling position. This is bigger than 1/6. Okay, that has to be one of the cheapest Reze figures I've ever seen. I can't zoom in much. Okay. Alright, this is close to 1/6. Using that hand for reference. Yep, this is quite close to 1/6. Okay. Maybe a bit bigger than that. $126 only. We already have a sample here, right? So we already know what the figure will look like. Hopefully this is not an AI modified picture though. Moving on to the next one, another Reze figure by Game Cave, how to pronounce that, Studio. $286 at 1/4, very cheap. 1/6 scale version, $200. Releasing in no release date yet. Okay, so what she's holding in her hand, which I had to cover it up, basically PP glove. Yes, glove for your PP. You know what that is, right? Once again, YouTube is very sensitive about these kind of things, but this Reze figure is just okay. Like, not too special, I think. The next Reze figure here, yep, very hot, but you know, I'm not sure if saliva is supposed to be this viscous, like that, like. Anyways, enjoying her ice cream over there, and once again, this does really look like AI generated artwork to me. It does look like, it is not like we can do anything about it. And this is also available in 1/6 and 1/4, except the price is not yet confirmed. This price is not real, right? And often the actual price will be a lot lower. So we'll see. December release though. Moving on to the next. Okay, from Chainsaw Man, but I just couldn't tell what character this is. It does look like Reze to me, but I'm not sure because the hair color is like almost gray, almost purple at the same time. Yeah, there's a bit of purple, so this could be Reze I'm looking at because all we have is the face over here and also a dress, a removable dress and nothing else, no other pictures. I think this is Reze. Yeah, so we have unclothed version, clothed version, and a set up to $453 at 1/4 scale, a custom over figure basically, and no release date yet. How can you expect people to pre-order or purchase it when you don't let people know what the entire figure looks like? I just don't get it. Moving up next, we have another Reze again, but by Praman Studio licensed. No price or release date yet. Yeah, this one has been announced in the Bilibili World event, World 2026 event this past weekend. And as usual with third-party sites, you know, they list them very early. Some people, even though they don't have, they don't know the actual price yet, they would still place a pre-order deposit anyway because they want to be at the front of the queue when the figure does come out, right? Want to be the first to get it, something like that. I feel like a lot of third parties have done a better job than Paman Studio. I know Reze is very skinny, but the proportions look a bit off over here. I'm not sure why. This is not bad, but I feel like there are better third-party options out there. Next one here, Permanent Studio again, Berserk Griffith, 1/4 scale, no price or release date yet. Yup, from Bilibili Worlds as well. They even uploaded pictures from the event. Oh wow, the cape. Look at this, man. This is nice. Okay. Next up over here, Permanent Studio again, new announcement, Overlord Alvido, ED version. No, not this dysfunction, you know. No price of release date yet. I'm not sure if I like this either. The entire figure is upside down, right? It is hard to enjoy, you know, looking at the figure. The face is quite concealed. The angle is not ideal. I'm not sure if I like it at all. Yeah. This is the perfect example why it is not a good idea to make a Bilibili World figure events coverage, because as you can see, I'm already covering it right now. I would be just repeating myself later on if I cover the event again. Okay, up next over here, we are now in kind of like game characters, but also had anime adaptations in a way. Moria Luluka from Pretty Cure by Starcore Studio. This one pre-order opened last Saturday actually. Did not manage to cover it. Releasing in December, $225 at 1x6. So this one does have a cast off version, but only for the top, not the bottom. Based on the pictures I've seen so far. Some people do like Pretty Cure. Like, it is so popular that I keep seeing this name in illegal anime download sites a lot, but I did not watch a single episode. Moving on to the next one here. All right. Tentacle Studio Olga Discordia from Kuro Ino. For $69 for the EX version, where you're getting two entire figures. One with a normal belly and a normal face. And the other one, which I did not put on screen, a Hegao face with tentacles shoved into her mouth and a pregnant belly, right? So if you get only the regular version, $263. You can't buy the pregnant version only with the Ahegao face. Very unfortunate. But I think it is intentional and by design, because they know that people are going to want that version and they are forcing you to get both for $469. Moving up next, we have Saber from Fate Stay Night by Meave Studio. $160 at 1x6, no release date yet. And once again, I just don't understand why. It will give us a picture which looks like a portrait you see in obituaries, and then you expect us to pre-order the figure without knowing what the color of the figure looks like, or even what her face looks like closer up. Just an obituary image, right? Black and white image. What the heck, man? Yeah, I don't know what these brands are thinking. Next up, we have Protop Studio. Now we are in game character section. Lady Avalon from FGO, $198 at 1x7, no release date yet. Oh yeah, Lady Avalon, I've forgotten about her. Also has a scale figure of her, isn't it? So many things to buy. I wanted the Alter Lady Avalon. I wanted one. This is very nice, but probably a recast, right? Probably a recast. 1x7 scale is a bit of a red flag over here. Moving on to the next one, we have Cast Design Studio Natsume Shiki from Cafe Stella. $263 releasing in March 2027. Now, this is a very good Cafe Stella figure. Right? In the previous weeks, we had a few by other third parties, and I was not impressed by how the figure looks like at all. It was very obvious. I did not like their faces. Now, this is more like it. This is very similar to the Alice Glint scale figure. Very good. Just that I'm not sure if this is a recast, because you know the brand name is Cast Design Studio, but it is a 1x6 though, and price is reasonable, I guess. This looks very good. I think the best third party figure of this character yet, Natsume Shiki, is it? Yeah, Natsume Shiki. Up next, we have GZ Studio. I'm used to calling the alphabet Z, but I believe it is pronounced as Z in the US, right? Label from Goddess of Victory Nikke, a really nice one. $348 with DLC, yup, cast off parts, and 1x6 scale releasing in December. Oh, this is very nice. But I shall wait for a genuine licensed figure. Hobby Sakura, hurry up. Or maybe not. If you hurry up, quality control issues start appearing, so take your time, Hobby Sakura. Okay, so the face on this is perfect, beautiful, love it. If you can't wait, this is something you should look into, because the genuine figures, whoever that makes it later, it won't be castable anyway. Next up, okay, this is the best third-party figure this week, and there are two of them. I can't decide which is the better one. I have always complained how boring looking Hobby Sakura's Marciana is. Yep, the one in the school uniform. Now, this New outfit over here. This is a new skin, I believe. Just came out in the game not too long ago. Now, this new skin over here, this new outfit, hell yeah. We need genuine figures of it. Now, coming from Pepeho Studio, which their figures are actually okay. Not bad, their stuff. Not the best, but not bad. I've seen the pictures of their actual releases. There are two scales available, 1x6 or 1x4. The 1x6 is at $291. The 1x4 is the better value. For an additional $60-$70, you get 1x4 to $365, releasing in March 2027. And the face is beautiful on this one. The face is very nice. Meanwhile, we have a second studio dropping their version earlier today on a Friday. Vault Studio. So this one is a bit different, where you have a penguin harassing her, pulling her clothes off. Being creative over there. I like that. And we have the shy face, the blushed face. But there is a second version. Both are the same price, $291 each, only 1x6 scale, releasing in March as well. Now the second one, which I like a lot more because she has sand and dirt all over her body. You don't see this in genuine PVC figures. No matter who makes it, Amakuni, Outer Good Smile, doesn't matter who makes it. I've never seen a dirty swimsuit figure before where they have sand all over their body. So this is something very special, very unique, and I like it a lot. So if I had to choose, let's say I were to get from both companies over here, I'll take the Pepeho Studio maybe at 1x4, and then I'll come to Vault Studio and get this kneeling version at 1x6. Because it looks amazing. And the face sculpt is beautiful. It is very accurate to what we see in the game. Of course, when the actual figure does come out, whether it is any good or not, that remains to be seen, but I'm just judging based on the pictures over here. So we have two very good Marciana figures this week. Moving on to the next one, we have Cinderella from Nikke by Pepeho Studio. Okay, the price on this, I forgot to change the currency. $347. Oh, that is for the 1x4. Yes, yeah, I forgot. The 1x6 scale is $282. There we go. Okay, so this Cinderella, the face is actually, oh, nice, very nice. And carrying the Doro version of... Okay, this is... Oh man, third parties are doing very well with Nikke stuff this week. This is something that needs a genuine version as well. Alright, nice work, Pepeho Studio. Very nice work over here. Do we have more Nikke stuff? Yeah, we do. This is from Bilibili Worlds again. Soda from Nikke by Tri-Eagles Studio, licensed. No price or release date yet. Looks very promising. And, well, I can't afford one anyway. More like, even if I can afford one, I will start wanting the other characters, and it would be a never-ending pursuit of wanting to complete the set or getting every character. So I would rather not jump into this rabbit hole. With 1x4 scale licensed resin statues, that's a whole different ball game, whole different level for the rich. Alright, moving on to the next one. Okay, this is an update from last week. I covered the figure last week, but we did not have a price. Now we have an official price of $545 for two figures from Genshin Impact at 1x4. Sandron and Colombinia by 15 Studio. Right, that's a good price for two 1x4 scale figures on the chair. New Genshin stuff this week, and yeah, Gunnar figure again. Bunny Studio, Yae Miko. $199 at 1x6, releasing in September. Now, Bunny Studio, a bit of an asterisk over here. People like me, I don't like their figures because they look a bit cheap looking, a bit low detail. It feels like a slightly better price figure, right? They don't look that premium. They don't look that well polished. But if you want Gunnar stuff, then yeah, this is a cheap way to get it. But this is not exactly customizable. Like, this is all you get. You can't peel off the clothes. So what's the point, right? So I can't really recommend this one. Yeah. Moving on to the next one. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Lolly and Tentacles, Teresa Apocalypse from Honkai, impacted by Hyperion Studio. Obviously, I can't show much on YouTube because she's almost Hadaka. $180 only at 1x6. We need one. I need one. December 2026 release. The body sculpt is beautiful, man. The body anatomy, I mean. Yeah, and the face is not bad. The face is quite nice, in fact. Next up, we have Blue Archive stuff, of course. We get them every week. Asuna Echinose, where the face is really good on this one, but it feels like she got a massive upgrade somewhere. Beast Studio. So there is an EX version where I can cast off the top. Beast Studio, after all, they do Guna Pokemon figures. Unfortunately, once again, you either get the regular version, the safe for work version for $244. If you want Hadaka, you get two entire figures for $424. And that is the kind of money which I would rather spend on a single 1x4 scale resin figure given the choice. Moving up next, we have another Asuna Echinose in the Chinese zombie outfit again, Jiangshi outfit by Sensei Studio, $225 at 1x6, cast offable on the top. Can expose her Opie. September 2026 release, just less than 3 months away. Face looks okay on this one, and I'm a bit surprised by how common ecchi figures are becoming again among third parties in China. Maybe they found a loophole. They found a way to evade authorities, I think. Next, we have ACGN02 Studio, a studio that does a lot of recasting. This is probably one of those, given that she's 1x7 scale. Ryoge Kisaki, $225 releasing in March, and her outfit is actually removable, but you have black color objects covering her chest and her crotch region. So is that 18 plus? Anyways, I don't like this one that much because, I can barely see her face. Her hand is blocking it and she's looking downwards. So I can't really enjoy looking at her face other than from very specific angles. The next Blue Archive figure here, Ryoge Kisaki again in Chinese zombie outfit by Absurd Studio, but this one looks very nice. I like the face a lot. $246, and there are two versions over here. I wonder what is version B. Different face expression. They're almost identical actually. Pick whichever you like. $246 at 1x4. Great pricing, but no release date yet. Moving on to the next one here. This is also one of the best third parties this week, together with that Marciana earlier. Vic Studio Feudalist from Wuthering Waves, $392 at 1x6. Yeah, the wingspan cost a lot of money, I guess. March release. So this figure over here, right? Look at her face. This is one of those mix of anime style and also realistic face at the same time. The eyes are anime style, but the nose and mouth, very realistic. Looks like something I see from Western AAA game titles, that kind of detail with the nose and the mouth. But the overall result looks fabulous, not complaining. I like it a lot, in fact, right? Price is very steep, but I guess that when you look at these pictures over here, you zoom in close up, you look at the fine details, you can kind of understand why it is so expensive. Of course, I would love to unbox and review it. Just that these things are so expensive and there is only so many figures I can get each month. Next up, Lucilla from Wuthering Waves by Miyin Studio, a brand that I can easily recommend because their figures turn out nice most of the time and they are cheap, right? This is under $200 and the figure looks incredible. 1x6 scale releasing in December. Miyin Studio is a brand that I've covered so many times that I've lost count. They are a bit like the Kotobuki of third parties, if I have to give an analogy. Not the best brand, but they provide good value and the quality is mostly okay. Next up, Pofang Studio Zhe from Wuthering Waves, $365 at 1x6, thanks to the base and the trees over there. No, I don't think the trees are included. December release. Yeah, thanks to the brush and the base. Okay. I don't find her to be very appealing. Oh wow. That's quite big, 45 centimeters. Hold on a second. Are we getting like 3 different brushes with 3 different colors? Extra glasses? Maybe because some people break them. If we are getting extra parts and with the figure being so big at 45 centimeters, maybe I should take back what I just said about the figure being too expensive. Like, it is pricey, but maybe the price is justified and I'm missing something over here. Like, there has to be a reason why she cost so much. But regardless, I'm not a fan of the character design on this one. Moving on to the next one, we have Wuthering Waves Hiyoki by WPH Studio. $199 at 1x6, and this one does have a very nice face. Like yeah, the face on this Hyoki is beautiful, right? Just that office outfit. There are nicer choices out there, but with this character, we've gotten so many options from third parties by now. Can just browse around and see which one you like best. December release, 1x6, $199. It is quite cheap though. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here. Okay, this is an update from last week. I covered this Frolova last week from Wuwa by Rainbow Studio. Now we have a price of $263 at 1x7 December release, and with the skill over there, 1x7, this is probably a recast. But this is surely beautiful that I wish a Chinese company like Apex or Metos would pick up. Right? This is beautiful. Next up, we have Azur figures. The last two figures for today are from Azur. First one, we have Musashi. Once again, is her chest this big? Or is this an artificial upgrade from the company Lazy Cat Studio? So we have regular version, $244. No, regular version is $196 and DLC version is $244. For an extra $40, $50, you get to display her Hadaka. Yup, fully Hadaka. So fairly cheap, I guess. December 2026 release. But even with the Hadaka part available, that is not enough to entice me. And the last figure for today, this is not a very good serious figure for Azur by Eteria Studio. $158 and 1x6, no release date yet. The problem with Sirius is simple. We have options from Alter or Apex Toys, both of which are making incredible looking figures of her. And there is the Endgame one. By comparison, the face on this is nowhere as nice. So this is a tough sell, very hard to recommend. No redeeming features at all compared to the genuine options. So that would be all for figures on pre-order this week. Which one are you interested in? Which one will you pre-order early? Let me know down in the comments below. And until then, thanks a lot for watching. Do not forget to subscribe and like this video as well. And I'll see you guys in a few days. Goodbye.